Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy KAIO and I'm back again. It's time to give you another One Piece video, and in today's video I'm going to be giving you guys my review of One Piece chapter 1025. This chapter for me was very fast paced. Literally it flew by. No pun intended because of Momonosuke, but it flew by. A little bit of action at the start, then a lot of stuff between Luffy and Momonosuke, which I found very funny. I found it very humorous of what was going on and the way, you know, they got to Kaido in the end, because finally they got back to Kaido. And yeah, it is going very, very fast paced. I thought we would have got a lot more stuff, and it has completely turned out different to what I was expecting. Because as you guys know, or if you didn't know, I can tell you now, that I thought with the backstories, like Luffy would get up there, but hearing what happened with Yamato, that's not the case. Stuff could still happen, but I doubt it, because the backstory hasn't really lasted that long. We got a lot of stuff in the last chapter with Jeff, if you guys remember that one, but in this one we only got like a couple of panels, like not even that. It was like very, very small, like it just went by so quick. It was more so Kaido mentioning things about the samurai in the cave and to do with Yamato, and trying to persuade Yamato and tell Yamato that you don't have friends. Well, because Yamato says, I did have friends. Of course, Yamato still does have friends, but what Kaido's basically saying to Yamato is, you're still the son of Kaido, and yet even if you do class them as friends, it's not really friendship. Like, you could say that, oh, they're your friends, but underneath they still fear you, and that, if anything, your strength, you should be, you know, showing that you're the power, that you're the muscle, like Kaido really, that you're the one that's going to reign supreme, and that, yeah, you shouldn't even be worrying about friends because they won't even care about you, and you shouldn't be caring about them. That's your fate, Yamato. And I did like that, but I like the way that you've got Kaido looks like he's really pissed off and like he's really saying it, and he's about to come down on Yamato. And then with Yamato, I got really like, what happened there? Because you see like the cracks on her face, and then she's fine. And I'm thinking, oh, so like he said, it's defense. So where she's defending herself, like with armor, and that's what it felt like it was. But then when you go later on in the chapter, she's back to normal. But before I get to the end of the chapter, because that does tie in with Luffy and Momonosuke, we still don't know what Momonosuke looks like. The only thing we did see was him as an adult in his dragon form. But the funny thing is, even though he had his eyes closed, and then you can see he's still scared of heights, and Luffy's just like, get your ass up there, come on, move it. I need to get up there, otherwise everyone will die. I'm the one that can beat him, and yet he says that right at the end. But I have got a couple of theories on how this could actually go. But while he's going straight up and he's gone through the performance floor, and then we've seen everyone's reactions, they think it's Kaido. We get to the next scene, even Big Mum thinks it's Kaido. How can that actually happen? One is pink and the other one, well, Kaido's like a blue colour. But how can you get those two colours mixed up? Big Mum should know that. She was up there when Kaido did transform into the dragon before he went into his hybrid form. So she should know that that is not Kaido, unless Kaido's just got this other like mythical dragon type form that she probably thought that she didn't know about. But obviously the rest of them, like Zoro, even Zoro said, wait, Luffy, what are you doing? Like, it was so funny. I can actually imagine how it's going to go in the anime, but I've already got like the OST that will go with it. It'll probably be like the Gum Gum Bazooka one when it goes I think it's going to be that one, because it's always like the epic entrance that Luffy has. But I think it'll be slow until like Luffy gets to the top, because that's just the way that the anime likes to work. They like to give us these big like epic entrances. And when Luffy was at Marineford, if you guys remember that, when they were falling, that was the same one. When he went against Moria for the final time and kicked his butt, I've got a feeling this is how this one's going to go as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to how it's going to look in the anime, but this was just comedy central between Luffy and Momonosuke. The fact that Momonosuke's got his eyes closed and he's like, they're shaking my eyes, and he's like, well, that's because you have your eyes closed and you've not been looking the entire time. So of course there's going to be stuff. You're literally going through rock. So of course you're going to get stuff in your eye. Even Luffy's like, just open your eyes, please. Everyone's saying, Kaido's coming through the floors. There's going to be so much destruction. And you've got Kaido going, what is all that racket down there? Oh, it's probably Big Mum. It's going to have to be rebuilt afterwards. And then at the back, behind Yamato, you see him come up. And then Kaido's like, what is going on? Like, he didn't even know who he was. But saying that, it was a very epic entrance in itself, because the way that Luffy comes in, and I will be honest when I say this, guys, I was spoiled on Twitter of this like last scene where Luffy's coming up on Momonosuke. I can't remember exactly what panel it was, but someone decided to do a comparison shot of Luffy riding up on Momonosuke, arriving at the battlefield, compared to Naruto when he arrives to fight Pain on, I can't remember his name. Is it Gamabunta? Is it Gamabunta? I think it's Gamabunta, I can't remember. Anyway, so I know that there was a big war between like who had the better entrance, but regardless of that, yeah, no, I thought Luffy's entrance was pretty funny compared to Naruto. That's the only thing I will say. But I like the way he comes in. It just further confirms my theory, the point that I made ages ago in a video I made last year, that Luffy has mastered Gear 4 and then he's going to be busting out Gear 5. We saw it when they were on like the ocean before, getting to Onigashima, when Luffy busts out Bandsman and then goes back to his normal form. And if you guys remember before that, Luffy never really went in and out of Gear 4 like that, and yet he showcased it again with Snake Man. He came and used a Jet Culverin. I thought we got a new attack. I really did, but then I remembered that Yamato was gearing up another attack. And I thought it was like he did White Serpent, but it wasn't. It was actually Yamato. But I thought, that's actually a cool name. Like, we've got a new attack, White Serpent. And I was like, no, it's not. He just did Jet Culverin and then he goes back out of it. But I like the way Yamato looks. You can see how it's going to look with like Snake Man and how Yamato's like, oh, is that Luffy? And like, she's really happy to see him. And Luffy's like, yo, what's going on? And then he's saying, oh, thanks for holding him off, like, while we fight him. Now, this is where I'm going to get into my theories. It is either going to be Luffy, Momonosuke, and Yamato versus Kaido, or it's just going to be Luffy versus Kaido. But then saying that, right at the end of the chapter, after Kaido gets hit, then he comes back and it's like, it's completely nothing, which is expected of Kaido. He goes into his own dragon form as well, and he's looking at Momonosuke, not knowing it's Momonosuke until Momonosuke actually reveals his name. And Kaido's like, oh, so it's you? And he goes, well, there can't be two dragons now. So he's gunning for Momonosuke. But do I see a fight happening between those two? Not really. Do you know what? I know Momonosuke has grown into an adult, and I'm not ruling this out. He could potentially do some damage, but because he's in his dragon form, I just don't see him being a contender for Kaido. I think Luffy's more likely going to jump in the way. I think as Kaido's coming into it, I think Luffy's just going to jump up and he's going to attack, and maybe Yamato will as well. Maybe it will just be Luffy and Yamato versus Kaido. But I don't want to rule out Momonosuke because this is his shining moment. This is his chance. You can see he was very stuttery. He's like, I am, and then suddenly he's like, I'm Kazuki Momonosuke. There's a difference in Momonosuke now, so maybe we might actually get to see him fight, but I don't think it will be in his dragon form. I think he'll revert himself back to his normal form, and that's where we'll see his adult form. So it could go either way. So I would like to see maybe the three of them against Kaido, give Yamato a bit more of a shot, give Momonosuke his shining moment, or maybe it could potentially be Momonosuke versus Kaido for maybe like a chapter or two. And Momonosuke's like, Luffy, look, just stand back, let me deal with this. But I just don't see it happening, but I'm not going to rule it out. And if anything, it is going to be Luffy versus Kaido by the end of it. But then this could lead up to the end of Act 3, because we've been on Act 3 for a long time now, like a very long time. And I think maybe, because obviously we've got a break this week, next week, I reckon from then on, we've probably got about maybe like 2-3 chapters, I think, until the end of Act 3. And then we'll get into like Act 4, and that's where it will probably be solely focused on Luffy, Kaido, Big Mom, Law, and Kid, Queen versus Sanji, Zoro versus King. I think that's what we'll get in the next act, but I've got a funny feeling, like everyone else has, that there most likely will be a death, and I don't think it is going to be Yamato. I know people are saying that they reckon Yamato is going to die. I don't know why, because Yamato is destined to be the next Straw Hat. It's gonna happen, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. But the way that Oda's been doing this with Yamato, the way that Yamato's been talking, Yamato wants to set sail, it's gonna happen, guys. Yamato is not dying in this arc. If anything, maybe are close to death or very badly injured, but she's joining. She is going to be the next Straw Hat. It's gonna happen. But yeah, like I said, overall this chapter, yeah, very straightforward, flew by very quickly, but it was good for a little sit back chapter until we get to the main big stuff, which looks like it's going to happen within the next chapter. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Make sure to smash this video with a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, what you thought of the chapter. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell so you guys never ever miss a post, and I will see you guys for the next video. So until then, see ya.